purpose of this demonstration video is to provide an overview of the engagement data collection form. Let's go ahead and take a look at a completed engagement data collection form. Before I talk about the specifics of the form, let me talk a little bit about the purpose and when this form is used. This form is often used for classroom management and, of course, monitoring student engagement. Often teachers during goal-setting meetings or pre-observation conferences looking for feedback on transitions, if there are classroom management concerns brought about by the teacher or perhaps observed by the observer during some of those classroom scans that have taken place during the first month of school. This is an excellent form to chart some very specific information, particularly as you're able to break down a lesson. Taking a look at the form itself, similar to some of the other forms, you'll have the opportunity to capture what's taking place within different activities of the lesson. The first activity here, Activity 1, this box corresponds with this column here below. The second column here, Activity 1 behaviors, and so on, Activity 2, Activity 2. And again, on some of the other forms, we're looking here just to type information that gives us an overview of the teacher behavior for that particular activity. If you're looking for some more detailed information to type, you could always include it in the comments. As always, however, if you'd like to type detailed information here and scroll, we are looking to add a pull-down button here to make this a little bit larger. But if you would like to type detailed information, it will be captured and it will be printed, and the box will be expanded during printing. This form here, we're also recording male and female students. Sometimes observers will use this form and provide specific feedback regarding gender here or in the comments section. But let's take a look at this particular completed form. You'll see we have 22 students in the class. During the first activity, behaviors, we had 15 students who are on task and 7 students who are off task. Now those seven students who are off task, maybe they were doing some things other than F3, which is engaged in off-task conversation. It could be that maybe one of them was doing some other work. But overall, when I was observing during this particular portion of the lesson, this particular 15-minute period, that the majority of these 7 students seem to be engaged in off-task conversation. So again, as I'm scanning the classroom, that's what I observed during that first activity. As we move on, in that activity, you'll see here collected homework as students completed the bell ringer. So it could be an opportunity here during the post-observation conference to talk about what are some other ways that the teacher might consider restructuring that bell ringer, and really is 15 minutes a great use of time for a 55-minute core instructional block for reading. Some other things here, we take a look at Activity 2, what was taking place during Activity 2 with reviewed the lesson objective and began direct instruction. We've got a pretty large percentage of students engaged, so if we're talking about this particular activity, maybe the teacher is sharing that he or she's pretty pleased with what happened during that 15-minute period. And then going back to Activity 3 here, again, maybe this is a focal point for the school. We're looking to incorporate more cooperative learning. So in this case, the teacher broke students into pairs to work on haiku poems. Maybe the lesson is being delivered again tomorrow to another block, and an opportunity, if we do meet in a timely manner for a post-observation conference, to talk a little bit about what happened. Because as you notice during Activity 3 here, we have 12 students who are on task and 10 students who are off task. Those 10 students who are off task, they were doing a combination of things. Here we charted F1, F5, and F3. Again, if I were to type more off-task behaviors and expand and go beyond what the box here, for printing purposes, it certainly will expand, and that will be captured, all of that information, when the email is sent. Sometimes observers will use this form and to provide some more specific information. So looking at Activity 2, we had 2 students who were off task and they were doing other work. And so in this case, the observer noted that they were reading, so more than likely pulled out a book under their desk and they were reading at the time. So where some of the other forms focus on individual kids and specific students, this form is a little more general in nature, but is a great form to use, particularly for classroom management purposes and for teachers who are focused on and looking for feedback on classroom management. whether you're a novice teacher or a veteran teacher, and in addition to providing an opportunity to really analyze lessons and transitions as well.